Next up is one of the defensive line signings as well, and that's Jordan Elliott coming over from the Cleveland Browns. Of course, they traded for Malik Collins, and Malik Collins was thought to be a replacement for Eric Armstead, but Jordan Elliott was starting football games in Cleveland as well. He's been a starter since 2022 when he worked in the lineup. So the 49ers signed and traded for 2 starting defensive tackles. So when you're looking at potentially upgrading depth at the position, well, if you get 2 starters, one of them's not starting. Hargrave is, Collins or potentially Jordan Elliott are going to start. So in 2023, Elliott had 21 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, and 3 quarterback hits, and even had a pass defense. Well, get your hands up, kid. Good job. So you see a player that is well-rounded. 2.5 sacks on the interior part of the defensive line, not a huge number. But the things that he does well is stopping the run. He's a big physical player. 2.5 sacks in the 49ers scheme, you expect it to go up a little bit. But still, 2.5 sacks is a lot more than you were getting before they moved Eric Armstead in. They just weren't getting production on the inside outside of DJ Jones. They have not been able to get production. Now, imagine if he's going to be the rotational piece. If Malik Collins is handling the heavy weights with Hargrave, and they're playing the most snaps, and then Elliott's coming in fresh, and he's coming in there, and he's going after the quarterback in Chris Kaceric's cut-you-loose style defense, I think it could help a lot. Well, one other thing that's really going to help is Elliott is 12th in the NFL in run stop with a 40% win rate last season. 12th. So you're adding a guy that can stop the run. One of the things that the 49ers definitely found out was they were leaking oil when they got to the playoffs last year when it came to stopping the run. And at first it looked like it was mainly on the edges. They were getting to that alley and they were being able to make runs on the outside. And that was a point of emphasis going into Detroit. Well, guess what? Detroit decided, you know what? It's not just out there, but we can run right at you too. Armstead wasn't healthy. Hargrave wasn't healthy. Rotation with Kinlaw. Kinlaw wasn't a good run stopper at this point in his career. He was better at pass rushing than he was at run stopping. Evan Givens has never been. The 49ers made a point of emphasis to bring in a guy that's good run stopper. And that's what they did with Jordan Elliott. And that's why I think he can be a breakout player in 2024. People know who he is, but he hasn't reached that level of big contract because even though he's good against the run, he hasn't got those sacks. If he turns that 2.5 sacks into 5 sacks this season for the 49ers, not only will he make a huge impact and breakout for the 49ers, but next year, he's going to get a good contract on the open market. So it benefits him to have a good season, and it benefits the 49ers to keep him in the rotation and keep him, Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave, very, very fresh. They've legit got 3 starting defensive tackles at the front part of this depth chart. Now, once you get to the lower part, it gets a little bit more nerve-wracking. Kevin Givens, Kalia Davis, it's going to be hard. You know, you bring in some undrafted free agents as well. Evan Anderson, we'll see what he ends up doing. T.Y. McGill, the well-traveled veteran who's been with the 49ers for a while. So Jordan Elliott is going to make an impact. And I just think he's going to break out. I think this is the perfect situation for him. Less snaps, more opportunity to be healthy, and then get in there. He's going to play really good against the run. And then I'm expecting an uptick in pressures and an uptick in quarterback sacks. Because guess what happens when you get pressure from Bosa and Floyd on the outside? You're going to get a pocket where a quarterback is stepping up, and that means a big defensive tackle like Jordan Elliott could be there and ready to make some plays. Jordan Elliott is poised for a big season. He has made 31 regular season starts and 1 playoff appearance over the last 2 seasons. Of course, last year he was in the playoffs with the Cleveland Browns, but 31 starts in 4 years, and he might be a backup for the 49ers. It's crazy to think. Him and Malik Collins are going to have one heck of a battle in training camp. I'm very much looking forward to it. So I think Jordan Elliott is going to be a breakout player in 2024.